You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Hey, David.
Hey, how you doing?
We're beginning the most soundproof program in the America's Web Radio.
Yes.
Let's talk.
Let's talk Venezuelan. Yes.
Yes.
So my name is Johsie Cruz.
And Carlos Alfredo Torres, alias Cat Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
So this week is being very excited, right?
Yes.
It's very excited because do you want to start with some kind of music about Venezuela, or do you want me to start with news?
Let's begin with the news, and later on we can talk about that we are right now in the 11th month of the year. That implies a lot of changes in the food and in the music.
The Venezuelan one.
The
Venezuelan.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so first the news.
Yeah, well, as you know, Carlos, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is going to be November the 8th. And then tomorrow there is two news that is the bussing news here in Atlanta.
What's going on?
At 12 o'clock, the President Donald J. Trump is going to be having a dinner, lunch. A lunch. That is like, how you call it, donation.
Okay.
How you call that? I had in my head, but I can't remember how.
A rally.
No, it's not a rally.
No,
it's just a lunch with
fundraiser.
fundraiser. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you, Steve. Steve, yeah, I changed his name again. Brad. Thank you. It's fundraising, and then around 3 o'clock, there is another event going on, which is going to be a rally. Yes, David, you're right. At 3 o'clock, and it's about the Black Voice for Trump coalition. So the
Black
Black
Voice.
Voice.
Where will be that meeting?
That one is going to be here in Atlanta, and I had the.
I gave you the things.
Yes,
Right there.
right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's going to be on the
At 3
Georgia War Congress Center.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's going to be at 3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock.
Yes, and they are expecting this rally started with the intention only of black citizens, black from Georgia, from the metro area, from Atlanta and Georgia only. But it becomes so popular that now it's going to be a nationwide event. So people are coming from over the place, from all the states of the United States to meet with the president, and he's going to launch his campaign for the re-election with the black community. So a lot of people here are very excited about these two events. The first one is a lunch, which people, fundraising and reason, and is, I believe is $25,000.
$25,000 or $2,500?
Somebody was talking to me about $25,000.
Wow.
Yeah, just for the launching with the president. So it's something, probably something small, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and when I said 25,000, it's not 2,500. No, I heard 25,000. I said, well, people want to get together with the president and pay that kind of amount of money.
Only the top brass of some big companies can afford that kind of money.
Yeah, only some people. Yeah, not everybody. So he decided to do something special for after the event for the rest who can afford to pay to assist and not only assist but support the president.
And
in this case,
and next week there is another.
And then that's tomorrow. right? And then on Sunday is another event too, where Candace Owens, you know who Candace Owens is? Okay, she's the founder of Blexis. She's gonna be here on Sunday from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And we just have to buy the tickets, which is $3 $3 a ticket, and we're gonna be in that event too. So the weekend is gonna be very, very busy for a lot of Republican and conservative here in Atlanta. That's about what is going on about in Georgia. Okay. Also, another thing that we are people are talking about is, you remember the event that we went last 2 weeks in South Carolina, remember? The justice the justice reform?
Justice reform.
The justice reform. Well, they are talking about that now here in Atlanta.
Okay.
They are talking about that. They are taking in consideration about the steps that the White House and the administration of Donald J. Trump is taking in favor.
Look how important was that meeting in South Carolina. That during this week, the governor of Oklahoma gave pardon to 450 persons that were in prison for
first-time offenders
and things that now are considered this misdemeanor, whatever is the
misdemeanor.
Okay, for example, people that got 5 years in prison because they got marijuana in their pockets, and now that's considered this misdemeanor, and they got the pardon from the government without to be involved in all this judicial thing.
This initiative, the 20 Democrats and 20 Republican bipartisan initiative, is working pretty good under the administration of Donald J. Trump. Regardless that they were founded in 2015 under Obama's administration, they couldn't get nothing done. Ex-President Obama didn't care about the situation, but Donald Trump, the president, he took care of about the issue. And you remember that we met a few of them who were pardoned by the president. We met a few of them in Miami, in El Doral, and we met a few of them in here too, in South Carolina. Okay. So that's another thing that is going on around here in Atlanta. A lot of black families are getting excited about this situation because it does affect directly their families, but also affect the Hispanic and the white community
the Hispanic
too.
And the white community. But the thing is that this reform is a matter of civil rights. And remember that Atlanta is the cradle of the civil rights movement. And the civil rights movement is not only for a race; it's for everyone. So that's the importance of this kind of movement, because it's affecting everybody in the nation. It's not only for black.
There is somebody in each family in the nation who's being affected by
or know
somebody close, family members or friends or neighbors who are going through this hard time with incarceration. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, that's for one. That's another issue. Another one. Do you have any other to say about what's going on with the news here in the United States?
Not really. Yes.
Okay, tell me.
Yes, it's about the impeachment.
The impeachment. Okay, tell me. Explain me a little bit what's going on, because suddenly everybody stopped talking about impeachment. What happened?
Well, President Trump did a master movement the day that he said, "I want to show what I talked to the president of Ukraine." At that moment, everybody knows exactly what's going on.
Okay.
The president of the United States has a privilege, an executive privilege.
Okay.
That he can talk with anyone in outside of the country and keep that as a secret of state.
Okay.
This is the first time in history that a president of the United States reveal what he talked to another head of state. Okay?
So what are you saying? You mean that the presidents before this president, they had the same right before. They did the same thing that he did before.
It's one of the privilege of the president of the United States. It's the only elected functionary or official that has the privilege of secrecy. Like it's like the confession secret on a priest, or the relation between a lawyer and a client, or a doctor with a patient. Exactly the same thing.
Okay.
It's protected by law. What these whistleblower and these SOBs of the Socialist Democratic Party are doing,
the comrades,
is treason.
Treason.
It's treason to the United States of America. And he only says, okay, this is what I talked to the president of Ukraine. I do believe that the former vice president of the United States is a crook, is a criminal, and it's for the interest of the United States of America to know exactly what kind of activities Mr. Biden has been involved outside of this country. And the one who has to be prosecuted is Mr. Biden and his son, if they committed a crime. Until now, it's only a business. But it happens that Mr. Biden used his power as vice president of the United States, and he doesn't have that kind of executive power. The only person who has that privilege is the president. Nor the vice president, nor the secretary of state. No, the only one who has that privilege is the president. And this whistleblower, a secret whistleblower, that it happens that it's the same guy that I denounced 18 months ago. Okay? It happens that that's the whistleblower, Mr. McKinley. He is the whistleblower.
He's the blue. Okay, that explains why they had a secret meeting with him and only the Democrats.
Okay, and now they said no. The Republicans can have can get some question, but written questions, not oral questions. Listen, if you declare in an oral thing with the Democrats, you have to declare in the same way to the Republicans. Not having the question before and have enough time to think and to write it down, the answer. No way. No way. The same questions, the same answers. Okay? That's what's going on right now. And for the Democratic, Socialist Democratic Party is a real problem, because they are sinking down. Okay? And now we have some commercials in order to get this program afloat.
Dual family or baby boomer, email maga45cag@gmail.com and I'll respond with 3 easy questions to help you determine if you can get away from Obamacare. As a 20-year veteran of the insurance industry, I'm here to help with all your insurance needs. Email ellendeal@maga45cag@gmail.com.
Southern California had it over the last 2.5 weeks, from fires all over the state to power outages in my very own house, and boy, it lets me know how much I depend on my creature comforts. Every Wednesday, sitting here with me in my studio are my director and assistant director, Ted E. Bear, and his brother Biscuit. They are my 2 ragamuffin cats who actually are Facebook stars of some renown. Today we're going to be discussing retirement. I just thought that was a good topic. Where I work, every fall, lots of people retire. And I was been thinking about, what does that mean? So I did some preparation for today.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Chinita de Maracaibo, chinita virgen divina. Chinita de Maracaibo, chinita virgen divina. Virgen de Chiquinquirá que nos alumbra el camino. Virgen de Chiquinquirá que nos alumbra el camino. Okay, this is the beginning.
In Venezuela.
In Venezuela.
We're going to be talking about Venezuela.
Yes. This is in Venezuela.
This is the month.
This is the month where in Venezuela we change everything. We get into we don't celebrate in Venezuela Thanksgiving.
No.
But in Maracaibo, that is the second largest city in Venezuela after Caracas, they celebrate an advocacy of a virgin that is the Chiquinquirá.
Yeah, the name is Chiquinquirá.
Chiquinquirá, and they name it La Chinita, like the little Chinese.
La small,
Okay, and they had a passion for that advocacy, and from that moment on, the diet changed, the music changed. They began to the las gaitas. That is
2 months or 3 months of in November, December,
and
in January sometime, right?
and until la Candelaria, that is the 5th of February 5th.
Okay, so 3 months of Christmas environment, Christmas music, Christmas food,
exactly.
Christmas decoration,
Yes.
Christmas celebrations.
Christmas,
3 months.
Yes, 3 months. The gaitas, that is one of a group of gaita is a group that has a lot of people, a lot of cuatros, a lot of furros, a lot of drums. Okay, it's very noisy, and it's designed to be danced with it. Okay, and you have las hallacas.
Yeah, the food.
The meals in Venezuela began to change at that time. It's the equivalent to the December 12 in Mexico, where you have the Christmas time begins with the Guadalupe, or here in Christmas time begin in the third day of November with Thanksgiving. Okay, but each of that celebration has different origin. Okay, so Maracaibo, that is around 600 miles west of Caracas, very near of the border with Colombia, it's a very special countryside, because the Zulia state is not really, it's been absorbed by Venezuela, but originally the Zulia state was an independent republic. Okay, it was an independent republic, and they have sort kind of same mindset than the Americans had, respectfully on the with the English at that time, you know. They even named themselves the Republic of Zulia. So, and they say it with some kind of sadness, because Zulia was during the last 80 years the most rich state in Venezuela. They had coal, they had oil, they had a lot of cattle. Okay, they have a place is the Catatumbo that we named on this Chinita de Maracaibo. That is
It's a mountain.
it's a storm, constantly storm
Lightning, it's
with
a
a lightning, and that lightning is
Never stop.
never stop.
Day and night is lightning in that
it's
mountain.
lightning in that place.
Lightning.
It's incredible.
Never stop. It's
And
constantly.
you got at around 4 or 5 lightning on that zone per minute. That's incredible what you see, and the air, it smells like ozone because of that. Okay, and sometimes people are telling me that that's one of the reasons that region is so rich, because they have a lot of ozone in the air, and the plants grows very strong, and the people is so special, because the Wayu tribe,
Yeah,
the Guajiros,
the Amerindia.
okay,
The native.
the native Americans that live in between Colombia and Venezuela in the Guajira Peninsula. Okay, they're very strong. They cross practically a desert without water. They are like the Tuareg in Africa. The people very strong, very thin, very tall. Okay, with their own culture that they keep very jealously. Okay, and they don't care about neither Colombia neither Venezuela. They have their
They
own.
only care about their own territory.
Their own territory.
They go back and forth, and nobody can stop them.
No,
Nobody can stop them.
it's
They cross back and forth, Venezuela, Colombia, back and forth.
But
They can go back and forth. They don't need no passport. They don't need nothing. That's their
Nothing.
territory.
and if you try to stop them, okay, be careful,
Yeah.
because they are brave people. They're
Yeah.
the real brave people, the last brave people that we have in
The Caribbean
in the
descendant,
yes,
right?
it's the Caribbean. They are the truly Caribbean descendants.
Caribes.
So
Los Caribes.
so they are warriors.
They are warrior.
They are really warriors.
with
like
the
that.
with the
Uh-huh.
arrow and.
Yes.
Yeah, those Amerindians the native in Venezuela.
The Native
they are-
Americans
The Native
are-
American in Venezuela, they are so brave and so into their own culture that they submit one colonel.
Yeah,
Colonel and the
Pemons,
whole and the whole
yeah, and unfortunately the Venezuelan army they killed 60 Pemons this year. They killed 60 persons in the area of the
Amerindians
yeah,
in
but
the south.
area the south in Guyana, where they are exploding gold. And they killed 60 Amerindians over there because they are really stealing the gold, and they are contaminating
Yeah,
heavily.
they are destroying the environment, the
The
Amerindian environment. So they have a confrontation.
Even national parks such Canaima, where it's located the
Angel Fall.
Fall. It's been exploited with the mines.
Yeah, the
that destroy-
Chinese are doing all that destruction
Yes.
over there.
Yes.
And then you see the Amerindians, the Native Americans, trying to defend their own land, their own environment, and they get killed. And then they take charge and revenge, and then they come with their arrows and they submit those people. They don't kill them like they used to before, because they are more modernized.
Yes.
But it's going to be a point in life that they're going to start killing the regular Venezuelan and Chinese or whatever in order for them to survive, because they are killing the Amerindian little by little in all the border in the south of Venezuela.
south and the
Because
north.
if it's not the Chinese, if it's
the
not,
Russians.
it's the Russian, if it's not the narcos,
Or the Islamics.
or the Islamics. The Islamics are taking over there too. So the Native American are going deeper to the jungle to survive, but they have this like they call it themselves invasion. Those people are invading their environment. They are invading because where they live. That's Venezuela
zone,
national park.
That zone that is a national, one of the largest national parks in the world. Okay,
that's where they live.
That's where they live, and that's where they constitutionally they have the duty to protect that zone. So there is a very heavy confrontation between the Venezuelan government and their partners in crime.
Yeah, like China,
Russia, and the Islamic,
Syria, and the Palestinians,
all the
Iranis, the Iranians.
Okay, they are in Venezuela. Okay, we denounced 7 years ago that there are Iranian military bases in Venezuela, and we suspect that they have over there even rocket launchers in Venezuelan territory. Iranian rocket launchers in territory of Venezuela. Joseph Humire, that is one of the advisors of the President of the United States, says that if a rocket is launched from Iran to the United States, it won't reach United States because it's too far away. But a rocket launch from Venezuela, it could reach all the east coast of the United States and Canada, and the reaching of that rocket could be as far as Denver, Colorado. All that zone. Okay, all to the south, all to the east. Just you spare the things. So
and how long it will take to reach?
Well, for the last 20 years, the Iranian had a flight that comes from Tehran to Venezuela.
Direct.
And they brought a lot of technical things that nobody knows where it goes. Okay, so we have a very dangerous situation with Venezuela if the Iranians have some kind of rocket launchers over there. It doesn't matter if it's nuclear or not, because with a dirty bomb you can destroy anything. You don't need an atomic bomb or a thermonuclear bomb to destroy, because just with the radiation on a dirty bomb is enough to make a very heavy damage to this country. Okay, and this happens because the United States, we abandoned Latin America, but that's another part of the program. And now we're going into commercials.
Quick Stakes, that's QUIK Stakes, are not just for surveyors. They are great for family and community gardens. Go online to www.quickstake.com or contact your local land surveying supply dealer and get you a box of Quick Stakes. You'll love them every year when you plant your garden. Again, that's Quick Stakes, QUIK Stakes, the truly preferred way to stake and identify what's in your garden now.
If your health insurance premium is more than your mortgage, Ellen Deal with Ideal Solutions is here to help. Whether you're a small business owner, individual, family, or baby boomer, email MAGA45CAG@gmail.com and I'll respond with 3 easy questions to help you determine if you can get away from Obamacare. As a 20-year veteran of the insurance industry, I'm here to help with all your insurance needs. Email Ellen Deal at MAGA45CAG@gmail.com.
Perhaps you are struggling to cope with the disease of addiction. If not, you probably know a family member or friend that needs help in battling the cravings and the personal and professional damage done by the effects of drugs or alcohol. Get a pen and paper and be ready to write down the following. These are the issues that the trained staff at the Atlanta Healing Center address and treat every day. Their doctors and counselors with over 40 years of practice in the field of addiction can treat the suffering individual in a thoughtful, compassionate, and experienced manner and guide him or her along the path to recovery. So call 770-696-9862 and speak to a knowledgeable staff member about how you or your loved one can be helped to enjoy a better and healthier life. More information is also available on the website at www.atlantahealingcenter.com.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, you asked me a question just now. It was about why the media is not talking about this. The media is not talking about this exactly in the same way that they didn't.
Let's back up just a little bit.
Okay.
And we were talking about the threat that Venezuela holds from the standpoint of what they've let in, be it Russian or be it the missile threat.
Yes.
From the interior of Venezuela that could reach the United States.
Yes.
And, and then the question, well, why is the media not doing anything?
Well, the same happens 3 years ago in the Red Alternativa Capitalista de Información. I denounced the ring of pedophilia in
with the Hillary Clinton and the Podesta brothers.
The Podesta brothers and all this stuff. 2 days ago, a journalist of ABC told that they had that information 3 years ago, and from the top of the ABC News forbid to transmit that information to the public.
So the conclusion is all this kind of information.
Just a moment. Do you know who's the owner of ABC? Disney.
Yeah.
And then do you know that lately they got some people from Disney in jail because of pedophilia?
Okay. So in the same way that they don't talk openly about that thing,
that situation,
they don't talk about our security.
Okay. The Venezuela is greatly influenced by Iran. I remember Chavez doing deals with Almagirah. He's not the president now. He used to be before. And they were very close, okay? To the point that they developed that kind of relationship where Tehran and Caracas, they fly back and forth, direct flights. And with the assassination of the judge in Argentina, right? Everything tangles together. Like what's going on?
Nisman was the DA.
The DA, I'm sorry.
The district attorney.
The district attorney in Argentina. He was investigating the connection of Iran, Argentina, Venezuela. He was investigating
25 years ago in Buenos Aires. They put a bomb against the AMIA. The AMIA is the Association of Israeli people in Buenos Aires. And they killed 80 people.
80 Jews.
And not only Jews, because the explosion was, they destroyed completely the building and killed some people in the street also. So 80 deaths. And it happens that at that moment, Carlos Menem, that was a Syrian descendant, did nothing to investigate that situation. And
Syrian descendant. Okay.
And Mr. Nieman was investigating the connection of that government, Peronist government, with the Third regime. And it happens that he found something. He was about to talk of that and before the Argentinian government, the Congress, and one day before that, he was found dead, and they said that it was suicide.
Suicidal.
Yes. Okay. I don't know if Hillary Clinton has something to do with that, but
but the one who was in power in Argentina was Cristina Kirchner.
Okay, and there was a big relationship.
Good
with
friend with Hugo Chavez. Good friend with Iran.
And
president.
some of the names that were investigated in Argentina had relation right now with the actual government in Venezuela.
Exactly. So why you don't hear this in the news? Like I wrote in my blogs, I did my homework and I did my investigation. We need to understand that, and we need to realize.
Blogs you can check in JossieCruz2020.com.
We need to realize that for many years, United States is being for sale. When I say being for sale is anyone can come to United States with money and they buy either a land or a business or shareholders, shares in a stock or whatever. So what I found out was that I don't know if you guys know about Prince Al Wali from Saudi Arabia. The king of the Saudi Arabia, he got like 15 kids, 15 sons. And one of them is Al Wali being so and so and so, Saudi.
That's the richest man. This Prince Al Wali is richer than the king in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
He's the owner of the Airbus 380 with the throne, with the gold throne.
Okay, so what happened? What he did is he came to the West and he invested money in the King in some kind of company named King Holding. And by his investment in Europe and in the United States, he became the 60% shareholder of all the media's entertainment that we know today. He's the biggest shareholder, let me repeat it back again, of the media, the news, social media, everything that got to do with communication. He's the biggest shareholder.
He's the biggest shareholder in Google, in Facebook, in any media that you can think about. The only media that is not taken by him, it's
AmericasWebRadio.com.
AmericasWebRadio.com.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
and
when you
the
have
New York Times, because the New York Times belongs to Carlos Slim Helú, that is a mogul, a Mexican mogul, that invests his money just before the election of 2016 to try to modify the outcome on that election. So they're telling me about the Russian collusion on the election in 2016 when we see people such as Carlos Slim,
which is a communist,
which basically is a mercantilist.
Mercantilist,
okay?
But we
former
see
president of Mexico, Mr. Fox. Okay, do you remember? And even a figure such as Vicente Fernandez singing.
What about Washington Post? The CEO of the Washington Post is married to the daughter of Marta Honecker. Marta Honecker is the communist advisor to Hugo Chavez and Obama.
And that's the Washington Post.
And that's the Washington Post, the CEO, the person who is in charge. So when we see all this,
about media in the United States,
why the media is not saying? Because they're working together. Who's working together? What we know today is political Islam is working together with communism and socialism.
But why you say political Islam is Islamofascist?
Islamofascist. Okay, but let's put a name more beautiful. Political Islam. Okay. So what happened is political Islam or Islamic fascists are getting together like they did back in the 30s when in the 40s with the genocide of the Jews in Germany.
Yes.
The Islamists got together with Hitler and they exterminated, and the news didn't say anything about it. Today is the same thing back again. We can see it back again. With how? Okay, we see the squad. The squad is 2 Muslims, girls. They look like a chicken without head. All the time, everybody's looking at them, right? They're doing something always. With 2 communist girls, which is AOC and Ayanna Pressley, because Ayanna Pressley, she's a Jamaican descendant. And remember, Jamaica used to be a colony of England. So they had that mentality of colonialism and the socialism where the government have to resolve everything for. It's the same mentality as the socialism. So we had the squad on one side. Everybody, the media is only putting focus to these 4 ladies, okay? And the president saying something here and then in between those 2. But the rest of what's going on, the media doesn't want to say it. Why? Because if the media start talking about how dangerous is Venezuela against United States, how dangerous is Nicaragua, how dangerous is Bolivia, how dangerous Latin America against United States, then a lot of Americans is going to start waking up and say, okay, if they are so dangerous to us, hold on, why are we helping them with money? Why are they coming here and collecting money every 4 months? Remember last week we were talking about Venezuelan politicians are coming to United States every 4 months collecting what? Money. For what? For their campaign. For their sugarcoating the democracy.
Like Venezuela is a democracy. No, Venezuela is not a democracy. Venezuela is a communist country. That's what Venezuela is right now.
Yeah.
And the most problematic thing is the opposition. It's
in cahoots. They are working together to maintain the status quo. But going back to the media, look, when you have a person like Princess Al-Wali, okay, what is the function of the Princess Al-Wali? He's supposed to be a descendant of Muhammad, the prophet. The house of Saud, the Saud house, which he's part of that, their whole main mission is to defend the faith of the Islam. Okay, that's the whole mission. The whole mission is to defend the faith and spread the faith. That's the whole mission. No matter how and using whatever ways, means and ways, they have to spread it.
Convert or kill.
But they have to spread it. Yes, it has to. Their goal is that Islam will control the world. That's their goal, and they're gonna use anything, money, position, influence, any resources to do that. Okay, and since United States being on sale for a long time, that's what they did. They came here and they bought these companies who are very influential. And one thing that happened in Venezuela when they start changing the mentality of Venezuela was when they used the TV and the radio, and that's exactly what they're doing here. That's the first thing that you do when you want to change their mentality, their culture, and everything. You change the communication.
Why?
Hold on. Don't interrupt me. So this is the thing, because their mission is to protect Islam from any harm in order to advance Islam. What they're doing here in the United States, they're only giving you news, but only half of the news. For example, when in Oklahoma, 4 years ago, there was a lady who was beheaded in a company, in a side company. She was beheaded by her co-worker. And they only say, oh, she was beheaded, that's it. They didn't give you the whole complete news. Why? Because this man cut her head off because she refused to convert to Islam. He was trying to convert her for 2 years in a row, and she's no. And when she finally said, no, you have to stop, he came ahead and killed her because she didn't want to convert to Islam. So the media, he's only telling you half of the news. What happened in Orlando with the assassination of 50 gays in the club? The same thing. The media is only, they are protecting Islam. We will come back after the break. I'm sorry, Carlos.
You need your mic to come up.
Pardon?
You need Josie's mic to be higher.
Yeah.
Which mic? Mine?
Josie's.
Johsie.
Okay. So let me keep on talking about that, okay? Hi, Hitler. Un momento. One moment.
The Führer.
The Führer. Did you like the arepas?
Mm-hmm.
With the fish?
Oh, yeah. I ate 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're very good.
There
What
is
is it, chicken?
No, that's fish.
Fish? Oh, okay.
Yeah, fish.
Good. Good, good. Yes, very good. Okay, coming back. Tilapia or something like that, or what?
Tilapia.
Tilapia.
It's good.
Yeah, we back?
We're almost back. Now we're back.
Okay, so when I said Prince Al-Wali, his main mission is to make it in United States for Islam to spread as fast as it can be and as clean as could be.
Yeah, it's a religion of peace.
Yeah. So that's
And
that's
love.
the news. For example, the incident in December in North Carolina, you know, in the beach, the shooting, that was a guy Islamic. Okay, so they're suppressing the news. They're only giving us half of the news. They are not. I remember before Obama came and took over the administration, when they used to say the news, they used to say the man is from this country and he's converted to this. They used to say everything.
And after Obama,
And after Obama, all that changes.
But and let me talk about that. Why Mr. Obama is now part of the board of directors of Netflix. Okay, he took over Netflix. That is the most important stream system in the world. Okay, and he took over. And let me explain you something. Let me tell you something. They are doing in Netflix some pieces that looks like serious, but in reality they are propaganda. They're
lying.
and for example, the other day I watched Gotham, that is Batman basically, and the Penguin wants to be the mayor of Gotham City. Okay, and do you know what the slogan was? Make Gotham City great again. Holy moly! You are comparing a
functioning president.
A president in function with a crook, with an assassin. Okay, that's what Netflix is doing right
So
now.
what they're doing is they're using the media to change our kids, our teenagers' mentality. They are weakening us through the media, and they learned that from before. They learned that from many years ago. And so we can see this communist, leftist, and the socialist and the Islamic working together for the destruction of the United States. When United
What
States
they
is
did in
destroyed,
Venezuela.
the same thing they did in Venezuela. So when the United States is destroyed, then they can take over the whole world with the one system, which is socialism. Everybody's poor. There's no such a thing of freedom. It's going to be one religion. And guess what religion is going to be? And so on. So, why the news doesn't say anything about that? Because they receive direct order from the shareholder. Okay,
from the board of
from the
directors.
board of directors, who's coming. You can see right there how they decide the news is gonna be and how it's not gonna be. Remember, the guy from CNN, he was recorded. One of those directors says that they were talking about Russia collusion because it was money hits. How you call hit?
They produce a lot of
Revenues. Okay. Now is the impeachment. But there is no true about that. There is no. It's just because they are molding, basically. They are
Yes.
molding the mind of
And-
people who are following.
And they're taking the our liberties, and they are taking our
freedom.
not only freedom, the constitutional rights
Against
Guar-
ourselves.
guarantees on the First Amendment. But why they doing this? Because freedom comes with another word, that is responsibility. Whatever I said must be demonstrated. But these guys are using our liberties to poison us. That's what they are doing. And why they do that? Because they can, because nobody took them into a court of law and said, you're lying and you're producing this kind of damage and you have to pay for that. Nobody's taking that thing. Not even Judicial Watch. Nobody, because our system, and that's one of the part of the reform on the law, is too expensive to go. You go into a court, and our court system is one of the more expensive court system in the world. And you don't have really a way to defend yourself without money. So that thing has to change.
Justice reform.
Justice reform.
You see, one issue is going to trigger another issues. As long as fast, and there is a lot of resistance with the prison reform because it's part of the justice reform. So when this justice reform start happening, it's going to trigger the other one, like spreading lies or spreading news without confirmation or without foundation. Okay, CNN will disappear.
And not too soon.
The other day I saw an advertisement from the New York Times, and they say, New York Times, the independent news.
You know, this is one of the reasons that we have a good audience. But we're going to continue to build it. And remind me, before you all leave, I need to talk to you about something else. But,
Okay.
you know, it's scary. And people, unfortunately, a good friend and I were talking yesterday about the fact that no matter what we do, people are too lazy to pick up. We have everything in the world for information. You know, we can get it in a heartbeat. But people are too lazy to. And Victor, our friend, he'll say, don't believe a word I'm saying, check it out. And everything that you all have said. And it's easy to go online and find out the truth. And people are too lazy. They'd rather take it from Facebook than from somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about than finding out what they do.
Let me tell you something. The social media, or the technical media, I prefer to name that, are doing a very good job to wake up the people on some issues. And now people is not consume professional journalists. Okay,
they disappear. They put a tape on them.
Yeah.
When I was in radio and working for a station, if I had done what they do on television now, I'd have been fired the first time I opened my mouth.
Yes.
Because we gave the news. AP, Associated Press, United Press International, or whatever the teletype happened to be. We read the news, and if we said anything about it, it was something about what we had just read. It wasn't my opinion. If I'd given my opinion on my radio, or on the radio station I worked at, I would have been fired in a heartbeat. And today, that's all we get. We don't get the don't get the factual.
Yes,
news.
and then
How deep is that 9 people that got killed in Mexico by the cartel? I mean, they've sort of, just sort of massaged over.
The cartel thing, the family who died in Mexico, I've been following this family for a long time. It's the Lebaron family. LeBaron family is a distant cousin of Romney, the ex-president, the ex-candidate for presidency.
Yeah, I know they're Mormons.
Yeah, they are Mormon. They moved in the 20s, no 30, in the 40s. They moved down from the north of the United States to the north of Mexico, because over there they felt secure by practicing their religion, which is a Mormon, right? So LeBaron family, they have two citizenship. They have the American citizenship and the Mexican citizenship. They are
Dual citizenship.
yeah, dual. I was looking for that word. Thank you, David. They are living over there, and everything start getting hard for them is when the cartel start organizing.
Yes.
Before that, they were living in peace. They were even ahead, like in production and in the houses, everything. They were ahead of comparing with the Mexican people.
Yes.
Okay, they got to the point in 2015. No, when was 2008, that they start organizing themselves because of the assassination of one of the cousins and two cousins.
Mm-hmm.
The cartel killed them because they were protesting against so much violence in that area in Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
So now this family, which is a big community, they have their own security, they have their own weapons, they have their own to protect the community. But this family were traveling from one city to another city, and they got caught up in the middle. And that's why they killed 7 people, which are children's. And I believe only like 4 kids escaped, and they found them alive. But all these people who got killed were from the Lebanon community.
Mm-hmm.
So they were family related. They were family.
And the president of Mexico said nothing.
Nothing. And President Trump says
That he will fight the cartels.
that he will try to find out and start fighting this, because this is ridiculous. And you see the news, like David said, just brush it off and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So let us finish with El Burrito Sabanero.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have to wrap up. We're at the end of the line here.
Yes.
Ya, dale, mi burrito
Con mi
burrito sabanero voy camino de Belén. Con mi burrito sabanero voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén.
Con mi
Cuatrico voy cantando, mi burrito va trotando.
Con mi
cuatrico voy cantando, mi burrito va trotando. Si me ven. Yeah, this is like the media is a lot of propaganda.
We will see you all in a few minutes.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Get your pen and paper ready. If there